Peace. What up, y'all?
What up? Yeah. Sorry.
Welcome to Substantial Weekly. I don't have all the sound effects. I'm not at home. Obviously, we're coming to you live from Words, Beats, and Life studios where we both work together. We're colleagues. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Life is good.
Yeah, so clearly I got a special guest in the house. We got my brother from another mother, Javier Starks. And for those of you just tuning in for the first time, my name is Substantial. Welcome to the show. This is normally the time where I hit the clap. But yeah, we ain't got none of that today. But we got y'all, which is the most important part of it. So yeah, man, shout out to everyone in the chat. We got Early Bird up in here.
Early Bird,
you know what I mean? We got Noah. We got Sal Ortiz in the building.
Hey.
Warpath, what up? We got another Kevin. That's we got Early Bird, who's a Kevin, and then we just got Kevin. And then we got, who else we have in here? Joshua McGee, what up?
Joshua.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely going to talk about a lot of the artists we've lost recently. It's been a crazy week and a half or so. Namu, hey, peace. What's going on, nephew? Good to see you up in here. And Pepper, what up? So, yeah, man. Couple different things. First of all, the goal is already set up in the super chat. For those who know, the goal today is to hit 5 super chats. Your support to the channel is greatly appreciated. As little or as much as you choose. I'm not here to judge, man. I'm just here to be grateful. So, but yeah, if you donate to the channel today, then next week, the goal is today to hit 5 super chats, and then next week we will do a live breakdown. Anatomy of a Verse for Color of Love, the song I did with Uyama Hiroto. Because I don't think I did a breakdown of that joint yet. Y'all let me know if I have, because I am getting older and I haven't divided all of the breakdowns that I've done. So yeah, man, if y'all want to do that, we can do that joint, or we can do a different joint that I did with Uyama. Regardless, I'll break down a song I did with Uyama. That'll be the joint. But let's see. A big one. Let me go ahead and drop this link right now. It is officially Bandcamp Friday. So if you want to support myself, Javier, you want to support Marcus D, Bob Alloy, whoever, today is a great day to do that. There's a link that I just added to the
chat,
the super chat, yeah, man, where you can go ahead and check that out. But that particular joint, that's for sub art and music, and it links to Bop Alloy, links to my solo joint, and of course it links to Javier Starks' official joint. But yeah, man,
what's up,
man? I'm chilling, bro.
That's what's up, man. We went through a week of crazy weather. We had a rainstorm one day. It's been freezing cold one day. It was gorgeous the first day.
Yeah.
So it's BlurredCon weekend. So hopefully we have a beautiful blend of warm and kind weather this weekend. That would be awesome. But yeah, man, I'm just out here surviving, man.
Yeah. Not just surviving, you're thriving. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Good times. Hey,
I was about to say that part, but I thought I was taking it too far. Clearly, he taking it too far. Good times. Yeah, the last of you.
That's for the people who know. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone know. They were like, what is the random post? We are at the office, so things like the phone going off at random. Right? You know? Might take that in the hall. Probably take it in the hall. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we are at Words, Beats, and Life right now. For those of you who've been logging into the channel and stuff over the last few months and stuff, you've been noticing that I've been doing fundraisers for the channel. For Words, Beats, and Life. And so today's no different. There's a link under the super chat, if I'm not mistaken, where you can go ahead and donate the Words, Beats, and Life. So far, we've raised about $177. For those of you who do not know what Words, Beats, and Life is, We're a nonprofit organization that literally does hip hop education, arts education. We're in, how many schools are we in? Like 8?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in 8 schools.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8 schools right now, and then we also do after school programming right here. The young people learn how to DJ.
We do in-school programming as well.
We do in-school programming as well. Then they also learn, there's beat machines in the back too, so they learn beat production. There's a recording studio back there and a podcast studio, so they can record their original songs, write original songs, create podcasts. Then we have like breaking classes, African drum classes,
step classes, poetry, chess, photography.
Yeah, photography.
Yep.
Yes.
Manga creation, comic book creation.
Yep, all the things, graffiti art. Yep. And then myself and shout out to Megan. We teach business classes. Her class is called Like a Boss, and then I teach the business of art and music. So yeah, man, it's a lot of dope programming, and basically. Hachi, I appreciate that. I know I was acting a fool just now with the singing, but, I'd like to think my singing voice ain't as bad as some would have you believe, But, yeah, man, thank you. Yeah, man, I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Oh, we also do festivals. Okay. Right? Yeah.
You got fashion fashion classes as well.
Yeah,
design.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
We do festivals.
So the festival's coming up in April is our first festival of the year. That's Jazz and Blossoms.
Okay. Franklin Square?
I think so. Franklin Square Park.
We do it at one of the nicest, freshly renovated, biggest parks in Washington, D.C. It's a gorgeous space. If you live in the city, you should come out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's really dope, man, is like we do it every year. And this year, I don't think we've made the official announcement, but they are confirmed, and that's Arrested Development.
Okay.
So, if you know the song Everyday People, the joint where they sampled Jesus, Tennessee, Everyday People, Mr. Wendell, they got joints. They got joints. But yeah, they're going to be performing live, and we got some other special guests that are coming too.
And then last year we had Sun Ra.
Yeah, Sun Ra Orchestra.
Diggable Planets.
Diggable
the
Planets.
Year before, or was that
that was last year.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then what's her name? Bobby McFerrin's daughter.
Taylor McFerrin.
Yep, Taylor McFerrin. Uh-huh. Yeah, so super dope. Mm-hmm. Word. I'm sure, man. Listen, Pepper. I would say that. You'd be surprised. There's hip hop organizations all around the world. We talk to a few that are out in Cali and stuff. So I know there are great people probably in your area or not too far from your area that are doing similar things. Whether it's the festival part or it's the hip hop education part. So yeah, just do some research. You'd be surprised. We do work with hip hop organizations all around the world. We work with one in Uganda. We work with one in Nepal. And like I said, there's several throughout the United States who we collaborate with. But again, man.
Bro, I'm bugging. Taylor McFerrin is Bobby's son. Maddie McFerrin.
Yeah. Sorry about. Yeah, she is. She's super dope. She has a really dope song that's a collab with Saba. I really rock with Saba. He's one of my favorite artists and stuff I listen to. And they got a really dope collaboration. If you haven't heard that, check it out. Speaking of artists, real quick, let's pay some respects, pay some homage to all these artists that we lost. Most recently, we lost Roy Ayers. Yeah, man. For those who don't know, Roy Ayers, amazing artist. Songs like "Everyone Loves the Sunshine."
Folks get down in the sunshine.
Ooh, classic joint. What's the joint? Didn't he do that joint too?
Yeah. I feel like he did.
Yeah. And then what's the joint? We live in Brooklyn, baby. That joint. Wow. So many joints. I got a lot of his records at the crib, man. But rest in peace to Roy Ayers. Was literally still performing up to like the last few years, right? Yeah, man. What was it like when you met him?
He was super cool. Yeah. No pun intended, because I met him at Art of Cool in North Carolina. This was years ago. He was super down to earth. I'm pretty sure he gave me his phone number, actually.
Wow.
I mean, I could put it out there now. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow,
bro,
that's crazy.
For real, he did give me his phone number.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Anyways,
rest in peace, man. Super groundbreaking artist. I love it when. Matter of fact, for those of y'all who remember the Roots, they did like a couple versions of the like the song Proceed. Like they had a bunch of variations of it. And one of the variations that the Roots had of Proceed had Roy Ayers on it.
Okay.
They had a music video with him and everything. I remember seeing that back in the day. It was like, yo, I already love this man, and I already love them. Seeing them together in the same space was But yeah, rest in peace to Roy Ayers. Rest in peace to Roberta Flack. Yeah, Roberta Flack, another artist who has a lot of joints. Feel Like Making Love. That's the time. I feel like making love to you. Classic joint. Strolling in the park.
Yeah.
That's woo.
Just a beautiful record. Just beautiful, yeah.
Shout out to D'Angelo who did a really great cover of that record.
True.
On Voodoo.
Man.
That joint. For those of you who don't know, man, I am a huge fan of Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway is one of my favorite artists, and they had a bunch of collabs together, a ton of collabs together, some really great records. So, man, if y'all aren't familiar with these artists too, for those of you in the chat who haven't listened to these artists, do yourself a favor. A lot of these people were like heavily sampled by hip hop artists and collaborated with tons of musicians respected globally for their contributions to music.
I was going to say that people have probably heard their songs without knowing that that's what. There's the type of songs that have been used for commercials and all types of things that you probably heard their songs and may have not even known.
Early just pointed out another one of the joints. The first time ever I saw your face. That joint. Woo! That
not hip to that. I gotta check.
Man, that's a classic too. And then, of course, the one that most people know, "Strumming My Pain with This Finger." That joint, what? Yeah. So yeah, when you heard the Fugees do the cover of "Killing Me Softly," that was actually a Roberta Flack song. Fun fact: Shell actually met her. When she used to work at this store in New York back in the day. Roberta Flack lived in that neighborhood, so would come in that store all the time. So Shell got to help her out and stuff like that many years ago when I still lived in Brooklyn. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Roberta Flack. Also, this one was all of these artists I'm huge fans of, but probably the most heartbreaking of the ones that I found out about was Angie Stone. Rest in peace to Angie Stone. Just like how it happened, man. Like, her doing a show the night before and then getting into a car accident early morning the next day. But yeah, rest in peace to Angie Stone.
While fighting for her rights and her funds.
Man, listen. Yeah, man. But yeah, rest in peace. Yes, there is a Discord. It should be... If it's not in here already, let me drop the link. Yep, I got you. Boom. Here's the Discord link for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Boom. There's the Discord link. Yeah, join the community. I know there's a few messages I actually got to get back to some of y'all. Apologies, man. Things have, as I mentioned recently, things have been like really crazy, but in a good way. Thank you so much, bro. My pleasure, Noah.
So artists may not be, but art is eternal and immortal for sure. These records are timeless.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
These records we're talking about are timeless.
Yeah, part of what we talk about sometimes too, man. And for those who don't know, because I didn't give Jav like the proper introduction.
I don't need one.
I just assume that the people here know who Javier is. But for those who don't know, Javier is he's a black of all trades. He does many things. Most notably, he's known for riding various types of e-vehicles, like most miles on a one wheel in the world. He's not literally lapped the planet, but he's done enough miles to wrap the planet twice or once. I can't
probably remember. About twice now. I'm over 40,000. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. No, once. I think it's what, 27, 20?
Oh, yeah. So definitely once, but on his way to two times. So, yeah, man, he's ridden the one wheel more than anyone on the planet. Also, as I mentioned, a variety of e-vehicles. But how I met Javier was through his skills as an MC. You know what I mean? So yeah, again, that link I dropped before for Bandcamp. You can also support some of Javier's work. Collaborations with Matthew Shell, he's worked with Robert Glasper and a ton of other artists that
I've worked with Substantial.
I mean, that guy's all right.
Yeah,
I've heard some of his stuff.
Decent.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do the kids call these guys nowadays? Mid. Yeah, I've heard him. He's all right.
Compared to Matt Skills, mid-diff. Like, low high mid-diff.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, bro. But yeah, man, but definitely check out Javier's stuff. Like I mentioned, I dropped the link before, but yeah. But yeah, man. So again, and Jav is on YouTube as well. You can check out his channel. I'll be sure to add it to the joint because you have, he has a channel where he breaks down like different tech things. You can see him riding as well as talking about the music and all of that.
More coming. I've done some things. We're working on a bunch of things.
Oh yeah. You want to talk about that a bit? And tell him what's coming.
I ain't trying to take over your stream.
Man, this is why you're a special guest.
All right.
So you can do exactly.
Y'all ever seen the show Arcane? So there's a character by the name of Echo, black guy, mohawk, twist. That's my hairstyle. I don't know if y'all have seen me without a hat on, but that's what I've been rocking for many, many years.
Yeah.
And so I made an album themed around Echo from Arcane. And in terms of my music and art in general, I make all curse-free, positive hip-hop. Been doing it for over 10 years, going to schools, youth organizations, community events and stuff, and just showing kids and our peers and our elders that hip-hop can be positive without being preachy, but also showing them that you can be successful while functioning with integrity. So everything that I do, I try to do with integrity, and if you go to my pages, you'll see that hopefully that is reflected, But anyways.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Achoo.
There we go. Someone just pointed out, Stan, do you sometimes think about how many artists are dying by car accidents? That's crazy. Woo. You and Javier and folks better drive safe. Man, listen.
True,
absolutely.
It's dangerous. Driving cars is dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. Like, what's been interesting is, like, we're in this time where, like, a lot of people are nervous about flying because of the different things that have been happening, right? And I remind folks all the time, it's like, yo, listen, as bad as those things are, and there were a lot of instances where it causes people to pause for a second and reevaluate how they're moving through the world. But the truth of the matter is, even with all that stuff happening, it's still safer than driving, right? So this is something, I'm gonna do something with y'all that I did with my students many years ago, because they used to think I was crazy because I would fly all the time, still do. And they were like, what, you get on planes? And this is when I was working in Brooklyn. And these kids were like in Brownsville. Like, you know what I mean? Brownsville, if you listen to MOP.
I was like, Brownsville.
Yeah, Brownsville.
That's what came to my mind as soon as you said it.
Blah. You know what I mean? Yeah, just all the sound effects go off whenever I say the name. I feel like I can't just say the name. But I used to work in Brownsville for several years, and I worked at an elementary school there. And like, man, when I told these kids that I would fly, they looked at me like I was insane for even considering doing that, because they was like, man, that's not safe. So then what I did was this little survey. I was like, all right, kids, flying's not safe. Copy that, right? I was like, let me ask you this, though. I was like, raise your hand if you've ever been in a plane crash. No hands go up. I was like, okay. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a car crash.
Right.
About 5 hands go up. I was like, got it. I was like, raise your hand if you know someone who's been in a plane crash, right? A couple hands go up because like they knew celebrities, but then I changed it. I was like, raise your hand if you know someone personally who's got hurt or died in a plane crash. And so all the hands go down. And I was like, now raise your hand if you know someone personally who's gotten hurt or passed away due to their injuries in a car accident. Hands go back up. I was like, raise your hand if you've been hit by a car. Like, I'm talking about you're on the street walking, right? My hand goes up, this, that, and the third, right? And so then I was like, now raise your hand if you've been hit by a plane. No hands go up. I was like, you see the pattern? You see what's happening there? I was like, yo, I'm not saying that planes don't have their issues too, but I am saying that we're more than likely to get hurt, like, due to, like, riding in a car or being near a car when something is happening.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah,
and it's only increased with the cell phone use. Like,
I
be riding my motorcycle and I'm looking over and the person next to me is like this. And I'm like, man, so dangerous, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. Listen, I literally, when I lived in New York, I actually hit a dude on a bike. And that was super traumatic because literally about a year or two before, one of my homies, this is where the story get dark. It was like, it starts funny and then it gets dark. One of my homies I used to rap with in the scene up in New York literally was killed like because someone hit him while he was on a bike.
Wow.
So it was super traumatic, yo. Like super traumatic because it's like I'm losing my mind because I just did this to somebody. Mm-hmm. But then also I'm thinking like this is how somebody I know died. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy. I was just trying to find parking in Manhattan because I had to work. And it's like, you know, it's New York, so many things are happening. I'm looking. And then out of nowhere, I didn't see the guy. Like I looked that way before, then I looked back this way, and then out of nowhere there he was, and he's on top of my car. Just hey, like that. It was like, and that's literally what happened. And yeah, man, I was just grateful he was okay and stuff, and it didn't escalate in a bad situation. But yo, we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be safe.
Say?
Arcane is so good.
It is a banger. Yeah. Oh, the moment. Yeah, take chances. Go against the odds. Stay dreaming. Carpe diem. Live each with a passion. But yeah, thank you for listening to the song.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Just followed cool. You, Jav. My brother early.
Respect.
Brownsville never ran. Oh no, I gotta say Brownsville. What he said? Never ran, never will. Never ran, never will. What song is that? Oh my God. Yo, listen, Home Sweet Home. Home Sweet Home, not my Home Sweet Home, but the joint with Lord Have Mercy and M.O.P. That song, ooh. Yo, my God.
I feel like this is probably one of the joints you played for me.
Fam, walk through your hood like it's my hood and wouldn't think twice about if I could. That joint, man, so many hard lines on that joint. He said, yo, he was like something with the firing squad from he's like www.iwillyouup.com. It was insane. Wow. Hard song. And then Lord Have Mercy. I mean, literally, if God was a rapper, he'd sound like Lord Have Mercy. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, who's like, oh my God, what's the joint? He's like, get polished, notorious like Chris Wallace. Like, yo, Lord Have, low-key, one of my favorite rappers, bro. He definitely got one of the greatest voices. You listened to Lord Have before?
Through you? Yeah.
Man, he was like, man, what's the bar? He was like, Lord Have stay super like the son of Jarrell. Like, the way this dude voice, oh yeah. I could be here all day. I suck, man. I might do one more verse. What's the joint? He say, he was like, push your in your stomach, forfeit and run it. Last days, blast trays, y'all done it. Speak no, see no, hear no. Evil, lethal, like vehicles, leave a dent in them. Him and them, ladies and gentlemen, you crazy? Cry like babies when I him and them. Vocally, broke them up like Jodeci. Fine cuts like kosher meats, dead them like coastal beef. Forget about it. Like, bro, that dude voice, man.
Look who it is.
Crazy. Hey, my baby mama. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Mrs. Robinson?
It's funny to hear you say that.
Yeah. And Maglow's in the, you know what I'm saying? Ladies, this is where I be hitting the applause joint for all the folks.
We love y'all. We love y'all. We love everyone here, too. Yeah.
Ever done a Rise Son lyric breakdown? It's an unbelievable song. Thank you. And no, I have not. But yeah, man, maybe we'll make that happen. By the way, speaking of lyric breakdowns, the goal today is to hit 5 super chats so we can go ahead and do the next Anatomy of a Verse breakdown. But I think you're like the second person, or maybe you just brought it up twice, that brought up Rise Son. And I'm sorry if I missed it before, but definitely if y'all'd rather me do a breakdown of that than the song I mentioned, then we can change that up. So y'all let me know. But if you want to donate to the channel, it's never mandatory, but always appreciate it. You could do so via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or through the super chat right here live on the video. And if you don't want to donate directly to me, I'm never going to take that personal. You want to help out our organization. Part of that money that you donate, besides helping with programming here, helping to pay the teachers, it also is helping to feed the kids because we provide snacks and stuff like that.
We do.
As well, and it's free of charge to them. This program is also free of charge to the public.
It is.
So yeah, man.
Those events like the festival in the park is all free. Yeah, man.
The only programming we do that costs money
is for the adults.
Yeah, it's some of our adult programming, because even some of our adult programming is free.
Yeah.
You know, let's see. Yeah. Hey, so yeah, back from her show. Shout out again to my wife.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Man, she's killing it right now. What I'm gonna do is drop a link, because I think I mentioned it before, but my wife, for those who don't know, if you check out this link here, when you got time, just copy and paste that or click on that and then save that in the tab for later. But this link here that I just dropped in there, check it out. Basically, my wife co-curated a really dope exhibit called Black Dress 2 Homage. And it was featured in Vogue magazine. They've been interviewed a couple different places. Cool and it's basically showing love to like blacks in the fashion industry. It's just documenting, the brilliant history of these creatives and their works and all types of cool stuff. And so, yeah, man, super dope. It was emotional.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah, man. We gotta make a trip between now and the 22nd because that's when it comes down. Okay. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Well, it seems like she's gonna be doing more events. That's what we want to happen.
You know what I mean?
God willing, Ashe, Amen, Inshallah, all that good stuff. We need
right.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Let's change this look up real quick. Add that to the stage. Boom. So upcoming events real quick. BlurCon, as we mentioned, is this weekend. Hey. And yeah, man, Hav and myself will be in the building. There's Hav right there. But also, just wanted to give y'all a heads up. And Shell, let me know in the chat if you can what room we're going to be in. But Substantial Art and Music will be doing Sketchpads tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. What was it? AJ Rios is playing beats.
Okay.
And then I know that oh my God.
He said, I know that, and then didn't know.
No. I just didn't want to butcher his name. I was about to say his real name. Respect. Navy Montel's coming through. He's going to be cosplaying for us and stuff.
Yeah. I take that back.
Yo. Oh my God. I hate your guts. But yeah, man. So Navy Montel's going to be cosplaying. And my daughter, who's an amazing visual artist, she's going to be drawing live and stuff. So come hang out with us. If you're already at BlurCon, it doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of time. Come hang with us. It's going to be dope. So that's happening tomorrow. And Warpath coming through like the VIP, like the GOAT that he is when it comes to Substantial Weekly. He says, might as well ask a question with this Hav. And Sub, what did you guys think of Craven? I finally got to see it recently. Keep it a buck with you. I have not seen Craven. What I did see, and I don't know if you've seen it, and I'm probably going to talk about this more with So boom, that's me, Blitz, and my man, the Marksman. Like there's a podcast that I participate with those brothers that we do together.
Sounds crazy.
Talking about like all things, all things comic book related, comic book movie related, TV shows, that type of stuff. But anyway, did you see Daredevil Born Again yet? Oh my God.
Is it good?
Yo, it's fire.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
He's a dope character. I like Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil's super dope. The Man Without Fear. Definitely new season's dope. There were a lot of concerns about how, just whether or not it was going to be as good as the Netflix show. And yeah, man, they delivered, bro. Wow. They delivered. We're 2 episodes in. But those first 2 episodes, man, they ain't waste no time. I could feel. I was like, yeah, somebody about to get it, and absolutely. So no spoilers, but yeah, it's super dope. And they introduced this the new character, and there's this court case going on around it, and yeah. But no, I have not seen Craven. I was excited when I saw the first trailer, but let's keep it a buck. Sony has been very inconsistent with their films and stuff, for a while. So I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't heard good things from anybody I know that has seen it. But I still, I'm one of those people, I'll judge for myself. I will recommend another TV show to y'all, though. For those of you who got Disney Plus, besides seeing Daredevil Born Again, I highly recommend Win or Lose.
Okay.
Whether or not you got kids or not, it is an animated joint, and it's really for kids, but like it's Pixar. And if y'all know Pixar, you know that Pixar, for the most part, delivers high-quality stuff. And the show Win or Lose, it's really dope. It's multiple episodes where it kind of centers on around different characters each episode. All of the events that happen around one day, around this baseball game, and just what's happening in their personal lives and in the community. And in typical Pixar fashion, there's plenty to laugh about. There's a couple moments that's going to kind of get you like, oh man, it's super dope. It just talks about the pressures and the relationships that children have, while simultaneously showing what's going on with the adults in their life too. Highly recommend you check it out. It's great quality, quality show. You know
Speaking of Craven, I'm not familiar with Craven, but I know who he is. But if you play Spider-Man 2, they got this crazy Craven costume for Spider-Man, for Miles. That joint is so fire. But anyways.
Yeah. So, question right here says, speaking of Marvel, what's your favorite anime, guys?
Woo!
All right.
Currently, because I don't watch a lot of movies at all. I don't watch TV at all. I only watch anime and play video games. Current anime, probably Solo Leveling. I like that a lot.
Solo Leveling.
Yeah. One Piece is my all-time favorite, though.
I've been watching that with Serenity.
Okay,
Serenity is the one.
Solo Leveling is fun. Yeah, for sure. Dragon Ball Daima was okay. That finished. Shangri-La Frontier is a good little anime to watch. Other stuff like Free Ren. And there's a bunch of joints. Gurren Lagann may be one of my favorite of all times. It's just so amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, it's funny. Most of my favorite anime isn't necessarily shows. It's more movies. Okay. But because back in the day when I first started watching anime was introduced to me through movies, not through TV shows. So I don't necessarily watch all of the shows that come out and stuff like that, especially if they're super deep into episodes. It's just it's hard enough making time to watch the stuff I watch now.
Yeah, you watch everything.
I do watch a lot. I don't know.
You watch the background for the background or something.
Yeah. I love the Easter egg conversations because for me, the way I watch film is like the way I listen to albums, right? Or the way I watch TV shows, the way I listen to albums. There's the surface level stuff, and then I love the other context. We were talking about Daredevil, the earlier seasons on Netflix the other day. And, excuse me, one of the quotes that stood out to me.
Jefferson Room.
Jefferson Room. Thank you. So we'll be at BlurredCon tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. in the Jefferson Room. See you there. But yeah, I love the dynamic. I mentioned last show, love the dynamic between Punisher and Daredevil, and how Punisher reacted to basically Daredevil telling him he's wrong for doing things the way he does it, and he basically was like, "Yo, you're a half measure."
Wow.
You know what I mean? He was like, "Yo, you hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down." You know what I mean? He's like, "You think you're better than me? You're one bad day away from being me."
Wow. Yeah.
And that line's very important to this new season.
That's important for all of us.
All of us in life. Yeah. But that's why, I like the type of films. I like the TV. It's the writing, it's the character development, it's the the choice of imagery, how colors are used, and how these things have specific meaning, and it's not just random things. I love stuff like that. But real quick, we gotta stop for a minute. Hey man, thank you so much, Hack Ride Studios, yo. Thank you for showing love. It says Attack on Titan was fire.
That was good, man.
Attack on Titan was fire for sure.
The ending was so relevant to real life.
Yeah. Check out Chi-Town indie rapper Quell. No, I haven't, but I will. I think you'd love him. Producer to producer. Word. That's what's up. I'll definitely check him out, man. Thank you for the recommendation.
One Piece coming back. That's the longest little break that they ever. It was supposed to have been. We should have had One Piece back already. So, anyways, no comment. Anyways.
So I didn't say my favorite anime. So if I'm going the movie route, it's not necessarily the best movie ever. It's just one of my favorites. The Street Fighter 2 movie.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, listen, that joint.
Came up yesterday in the business.
It used to be meeting for a long time, but it's very problematic when you watch it nowadays. Yeah. It was problematic then, but I was a teenager. It was. But yeah, man. I did used to love Ninja Scroll. You know what I mean?
Joking.
Yeah. But yeah, the Street Fighter 2 movie mainly because that was kind of it wasn't the first anime I'd ever seen, but it was one of the first. And in Street Fighter 2, is hands down one of my favorite games ever.
Is that the movie where Ryu's like Hadouken, and then Ken when he turns around is like sure you can.
Yeah.
The same movie.
And so it shows the fight, like it has the legendary fight scene between Vega and Chun-Li, which that scene is crazy, crazy scene. Yeah, man. Like, you know, in the beginning of it, we see Sagat get his scar. Like, yo, it's super. Yeah. Super dope. So it's just one of my all-time favorites. I've recently rewatched it. It's not a movie where you're gonna get a ton of substance, right? It's just random fights. You know what I mean?
Did you ever play SNK vs. Capcom?
I did once.
I feel like there was one game where they gave Sagat this. You know how they used to have the like animations after the finisher. There's one where he's like, like yo, so
real
like,
extra,
vicious. Like, yeah, man, we missing chats.
I'm backing up now. Let's see what we missed. Boom,
Studio Ghibli, I think, is the next one.
I had to pause before episode 2 because I wanted to see Echo first for context, so I have to catch up on that. Right. Word.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's worth it, yeah.
One Piece returns in a month. That's what's up.
We need that.
Also, as for Kraven, I didn't think it was amazing, but it definitely wasn't as bad as people. Let me say this, man. I've learned to take it with a grain of salt, like people's reviews of things. And it's mainly because people nowadays seem to deal in extremes, right? Where it's like, it's not enough to just be like, I didn't like it. It wasn't my cup of tea. You know, blah, blah, blah. And there's no need for like detail. And a lot of times too, like as somebody who watches a lot of the breakdown things, reads a lot of reviews, a lot of the things that people say, oftentimes, like word for word, are talking points that come from notable people online, and I know that because I follow a lot of these channels, right? So I'm always a little hesitant to take recommendations or like just advice anyway from people I don't really kind of
gotta vet them first.
There you go. Yeah. It's like if I don't know them like that, and I hear them going in. Like there was one X-Men movie that came out, and people were just like, it was trash. It was blah blah blah. I think it was the X-Men Apocalypse joint, which is not one of the best X-Men movies. I'm definitely not saying that.
I ain't gonna front. It wasn't that great.
But like this one dude I worked with when I was still in the public school. He basically was like, yo, it's trash, this. And then he starts running down the talking points, like almost verbatim of this like popular YouTuber. And so I stopped him right there. And I was like, bro, listen. It wasn't the best. I didn't like how Apocalypse looked. Of course, I got my issues with Storm, because they always downplay Storm. And Storm is like a goddess, fam. Like, and X-Men 97 is like the only thing that really ever does Storm justice. So I had my issues, but I told him, I was like, bro, this is the same movie that had it had Magneto living in hiding, building a family, trying to leave people alone and just love life. And then we see him turn, like, because like, he does something good to help someone. And instead of that, like making people love him more, making his community look out for him, it turns his community against him, and he loses a child. He everything just goes to crap. Like,
wait, what is this happening?
This is in X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, really?
So again, people spend so much time like tearing things apart with no regard or no mention of the things that are great in these films, right? And
I can't remember Magneto ever having so much character development.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. That's cool.
And so for me, that part alone made the movie not trash for me, because I was in the theater like, bro, one, I'm a dad at this point when it came out, so it's just like same thing when the Superman joint came out with oh my God! Was it when Man of Steel came out?
Okay.
Man of Steel, like to this day, I tell people it's like, yo, it's one of my favorite Superman. To this day, it's still one of my favorite Superman movies. It's like, yo, fight me on sight, bro, on sight. I love that joint, but it's largely because of the storyline, when they focus on his relationship with his dad and his dad trying to protect someone who doesn't necessarily need physical protection. His father's still doing these things to protect him. And like, because he understands how the world works a bit better than his son, who's technically an alien and also not a grown man yet. Right. So it's like, and his father literally sacrifices himself just to protect his son. When he doesn't have to, when his son is more than capable. But he protects his son for the very reason that in X-Men Apocalypse, that what we saw happen to Magneto when he tried to do the right thing and how he was punished for it. And so, yeah, man, I feel like both of those movies, more so Man of Steel. Man of Steel is just a better movie, in my opinion, than X-Men Apocalypse. But it's way better than the public would have you believe, period. And, you know, I'll argue that all day. Have you seen Studio Ghibli movies? Of course. Yeah, is a pig pork? I'm giving you the edited version because of where we are. There's another way to say that.
I was trying to remember what you originally said.
Is a pig
I remember.
Yeah. I'm sure y'all read my lips, but yeah, man. Love Studio Ghibli.
How's Moving Castle? Freaking Spirited Away. Oh my god.
Princess Mononoke.
Oh, that's one of my favorite films. Yeah, like
period. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh my god.
The last one was okay.
Boy and the Heron.
Yeah. It was okay.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like it tries too hard to do certain things. Almost like certain movies from Christopher Nolan. Not all, but like Tenet, for example.
I like that movie.
I like it a lot too.
Okay,
But I did feel like there's sometimes there's a certain level of complexity. That is added that maybe
like convoluted to an extent.
Yeah, like it's not necessary to that degree to move a particular story along, like to send certain messages, whatever.
Right. What do you think about Inception?
Inception is one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's funny. One of the things I said about Inception recently when people were being very critical of the Captain America movie, Brave New World. This is another situation where the critics are like really trashing that movie. I don't think it's the best thing that Marvel's done. I don't think it's top tier Marvel. But I do feel like action movies, this is a quote from my man Isaiah from the other guys, action movies are like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's pretty good, right? Now, I don't feel like it was a bad movie. I just don't feel like it was a great movie.
But the standard's high.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what happens when people create like high standards, people's response becomes, "Oh, that's trash," and it's just like, "Nah, fam, stop it, stop it." Yeah. And what I was saying, because one of the criticisms I saw about Brave New World from the Captain America Brave New World joint was it was too much exposition, and I was like, "Yeah, but you love Inception." And Inception is a lot of exposition. There's a lot of explaining. Like in Christopher Nolan movies in general, there's a ton of explaining what's happening as opposed to just really letting us figure it out. It's mostly being articulated to you. Like, yeah, so this works this way. And it's just a ton of conversation. But the conversation and the acting is top notch. Yeah. So you let it slide.
I think people forget that a lot of the things that are being created are often being tailored to new people who are coming into which is why we don't get like all the Easter eggs that we know. It's like, Hulk is this, blah, 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 blah. Well, they're catering to new fans.
Right.
So Akira, of course. Tetsuo! Yeah.
I wish I was in my office right now. I put up my enamel pin. I got the Akira joint over there now. Man, that bike, yo, so fire.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Commenting the whole lot. I think I caught this one.
Yes.
But yeah, we didn't talk about anime. Most of my faves are classics like Goat, Champ Lu. Yeah, Champ Lu, man, look, the hip hop head in me. I'm like super biased. Super biased. And then, of course, my boy. You know what I mean?
Demon Slayer is amazing.
It is.
I'm sorry. When you ask me my favorites, I think of what's current because Demon Slayer has been on break. But, bro, that last episode in the previous season oh, my gosh, he finally came with the ball and chain and took his... Yo, the way that the fight scenes are animated in Demon Slayer is magnificent. Like magnificent. Like I almost said it a third time. Like it's a gorgeous anime.
I will say this, probably the thing I like the least about anime, in particular Demon Slayer. I love Demon Slayer.
Okay.
But like Serenity knows this is a pet peeve of mine, is when they're describing their fighting move. right? And it's like the long, like they're doing the move for 5 minutes, and while they're breaking it down and all of the observations of what's happening with the opponent. I get it, but yeah, it's probably my least favorite thing. Now, I wonder if we took that out of I wish this is a challenge to someone in the YouTube world. I need someone to do an edit of Demon Slayer joints or any anime where they do that, where literally we just cut out them explaining what they're doing and they just do it. Just to see how short these shows would be. Because I don't think, for the people who love it, I don't think we're aware of how much of the show is that. And I feel like that's a trope that I've been noticing as I've been watching a lot of the newer anime. Yo, it's just like, yeah, because I don't feel like a lot of the older stuff that I remember, I don't feel like it was such a prominent thing.
Now let me ask you a question. Are you watching subs or dubs? I know you watch with your daughter.
Yeah, it depends, right? Like if I'm really locked in and I'm watching it, then I'll watch it in subs, right? And
ironically.
Yeah. Sub watches the subs, right? But if I got other stuff to do, I just put it in English. You know what I mean? I watch the dubs.
I remember I vowed to never watch dubs. There's this episode of Dragon Ball Z and Vegeta shows up, and in Japanese they're like very, to the point. It's just like, yo, playtime's over.
Right.
I remember there was a scene Vegeta showed up. He's like, "Here I am, a real life Super Saiyan, live in the flesh and ready to rumble." It's like, no.
Yo, it's too much.
He never said that. But the dubs, because they're matching the phonetics and the mouth movement. So like maybe sometimes if someone's watching something in dubs, it might not necessarily have been what it was.
That's an excellent point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Nah, that's.
I'm about to finish you off with my final strike. This one's gonna call down lightning. And in Japanese, he's like, Thunder Ragnarok. It's like, that's it. So it's like, so, but anyways.
Hey, thank you, family. All right. Appreciate you, man. Happy Friday to you, too. And we are officially only 2 away. Who are y'all favorite MCs?
Pharaoh Monch.
That's it? Final answer? No others?
Well, you want favorite or like other MCs that I also love?
You do your top 5.
So Pharaoh Monch, Black Thought, Mos Def. I love Pac. And then either Andre or CeeLo, man. That's tough.
That's a tough list. Mine, and I love the fact that you asked favorite. Because a lot of people are like, "Who's the best?"
I can't say.
And that's for sure. That it's subjective
as hell.
Yeah.
Stop copying me.
You know what I'm saying? Jinx. My favorites, Black Thought. What was it? Oh my God, Black Thought, Rakim.
Woo!
Nas.
How can I leave on Rakim? There's so many.
Yeah. Redman.
Okay.
3 Stacks.
Okay.
If I moved up to 10, then obviously Common used to be in my top 5.
No disrespect,
but like, it's no disrespect at all. But like, it's between him and Redman. It always goes back and forth between those two.
For Pharaoh Monch, though, this rhyme will remain in the minds of my foes forever in infamy. The epitome of lyrical epiphanies, skillfully placed poems and carefully planned symphonies. Who will be ignorant enough to have the audacity to mess with the likes of I and my tenacity? This is what you get when you mess with the likes of the magnanimous flows of total souls and ignoramuses. MOP/Pharaoh Monch cause damages. The advantages we banish artists, labels, and managers. Amateurs found 6 feet deep in metal's canises. We show no mercy. Pharaoh Monch cannot be touched.
He's crazy.
Bro. He's a beast.
Mind chop. I even be demographic than the Neo G or 32-bit computer chip. These words between my lips and then I spit it out. Go ahead, spit it out. That itty bitty style you up chuck, but leave up MCs from the rear. It appears you're stuck up. It's my terminology. That's why I rip apart MCs. The many styles I start to choose will start the bruise crew from the start. I flow awkwardly, yes, awkwardly. I flow over the rhythm. It's just that I made it to the brain and I begin to give a little lobotomy. Follow me, I'm shaping your brain like pottery.
Oh my God.
Yo, Pharaoh's crazy. Yo. And that's from the 90s, fam, like early 90s. But yeah, Pharaoh's crazy.
Said I'm shaping
your brain like
big shaping, very large shaping. The best shaping of all time.
Yo, but yeah, Pharaoh's that dude. He's not my top 5 favorites, but he's definitely in my top 10 favorites. You know what it is?
There's
like,
too many MCs that
it
like,
is.
yo, Kendrick.
Kendrick's so in my top 10. Yeah, because I play him so much.
Even you said Saba is one of your favorite artists.
Saba's one of my favorite, but he's probably not in my top 10.
I think it all depends on the moment and the song.
Does.
You know,
yeah, for sure. So like the reasons for certain MCs being in my top 10, I would say like with Redman, right? Like Redman. I love how this dude's just consistently been himself.
Facts, agreed.
Right? Like, he's always, like, who he was on his first album. Like, you still hear growth, right? But largely, he's like, nah, bro, this is who I am. You know what I mean? And, and it's not just the rapping. Like, one, he's consistently dope. Consistently dope. Whether if you're a person who wants more lyrical content, he might not be your cup of tea, right? He's not socially conscious. He's not usually talking about anything very heavy. But he is fun. He's like a breath of fresh air. There's a certain level of ignorance on it too.
Right.
But you know that it's in jest when you listen to him.
Right.
Versus somebody who's like, nah, bro, I will really body you, son.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you listen to Prodigy from Mobb Deep, like those threats feel real.
Right. Yeah.
When Prodigy's like, come to my crib, you'll get it for shiz. There'll be a homicide right in front of my kids. A little blood get on my daughter. It's nothing, she'll live. Bro, like that's extreme, fam.
Yeah.
Like where Red is like, yo, out of animosity, the velocity, you'll fly that head and shake, freeze your camp like pottery, do lobotomies and all these rap colonies and shut your $1 million investments back to economy. It possibly might be the one in black leather, name tag saying, caution when wet by the track wetter, the hash spreader, I love the grimies. Even my girl did grimy to me and I went back with her. Like, bro.
He said, I love the grimy. My girl did me grimy. I definitely got to go back.
I'm going back, son. Like, I love Red for that, man.
Funny.
He's a hood. You know what he is, man? He's like a hood comedian. He's like comic view. You know what I mean? In rap form. And that's why I love it.
Excellent
like, he's very, it's black. It's super black. You know what I mean? Like, African American like culture, but like with like wild stuff. You
Caricaturized,
know what I mean?
like Luda was.
Yes, that's why I like Luda too, man. I feel like they
moderately tastefully.
Yeah, man, they're dope, man.
We gotta run through these.
Yeah, for sure. Warpath, you gotta hop. Okay, word.
Freeman is amazing. Yeah.
It says people hold everything to such a high standard, and people are too quick to base their opinions off of others' opinions.
Yes,
super
so
facts.
True. Yeah.
Super facts.
It's easy, right, to go through life like that.
Yeah, man. I think we need to take more time to just learn to enjoy stuff for what it is, as opposed to walking into everything. It's hard
with
to
expectations.
Yeah, it's hard to put our expectations to the side, but you got to understand that sometimes your expectations are making it difficult for you to enjoy something that wasn't meant for you specifically. You know what I mean? They had a vision. And they went and created that thing, which if you've ever done, you know it's difficult.
Right.
So like when I come across people in particular who are not creatives, and they are so judgmental of things that they have no idea how difficult it is to make, like it's like it's hard for me to respect their opinion. It's like because they're coming from such an extreme place, and I'm like, fam, you have no idea how many edits this thing had to go to, how many people had a hand in this, how much time was spent on it.
To everyone is tough.
Yeah, you're never going to meet everyone's expectations.
What I was going to say before we move on was the idea of those expectations instead of just experiencing, that makes life hard for you in general. If you can, this is how I move through life, just appreciating the things that are happening because 100%. You could be not experiencing anything.
100%.
So
Agreed. Man, my brother told me he didn't like Captain America because he's black now, and folks don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I know that's not him talking. Man, and I'll keep it a buck, man. I don't love the whole derivative character thing, like
just
where
for the sake of
for sure. But but it's one of those things, like like I know that people have their issues with the movie not only because it's a black person, but we also live in this country. We live in this world, and we also have to recognize that a lot of these people have issue with this this movie because it's a black person.
Right.
That's part of it. But as someone who saw it, let me also point out, it's not only that it's a black person, there's a lot of black people in this movie, and there's not just a lot of black people. There's a lot of quote unquote minority people who are not white men at the forefront of this movie. Right, there is a white man like in Harrison Ford, but outside of him, most of the white guys are just random guys in the background. Right, where like Captain America's black. Falcon, Latino, right? The head of security, one of the heads of security for the president, a black woman, right? And we know how
double pain for them.
Yeah, come on, man. And then another woman that's working with him on the security team, right? And then and it just keeps going on. So and if you're paying attention online, we know how people feel about black folks. We know how a lot of these men feel about women.
Correct. Women in general.
Not just black women, because that's a whole other level. But and so I know that going in, and as I'm seeing these things, I already know that that's some of it. And let me point this out, right? I've been watching. Shout out to the Real Rejects. I like their YouTube channel. I watch them from time to time. Shout out to Coy in particular. He does really great comic book breakdowns of films, and then recommends comic books for people to check out. But something was interesting that they said, because they went through they were planning to watch, what's the movie called? Don't Be a Menace.
Okay.
But what they did was they went back and watched all the movies that Don't Be a Menace borrowed from.
Inspired?
And so it's been dope. I've been loving watching their journey going through these films. But they said something in one of the joints that I've pointed out to my wife in the past, and in terms of why we don't see certain things that black filmmakers and actors and actresses, how they get overlooked in certain instances. For example, a TV show like Snowfall. I don't know if any of y'all watch Snowfall. Have you watched Snowfall?
I don't
Snowfall
watch TV.
is an excellent show. It's an excellent show. It's a fictional telling of real events. It's loosely based off of the life of Freeway. Ricky Ross. You know what I mean? And so, so anyway, highly recommend the show. What's crazy is, as good as that show was, and when I tell you it's top tier television, it's top tier television. As great as that show was, it never got nominated for an Emmy.
Wow.
Ever. Right? Ever. And I just found that unbelievable because I've watched every episode, and I've watched plenty of Emmy award-winning shows, and I'm like, yo, how did this show get overlooked? Now, it's easy as a black person to be like, it's because they're black. But this is something that I pointed out to my wife. I was like, yo, I think sometimes why this stuff gets overlooked is because people don't see, when black people do these type of stories, they're not viewed as acting.
It's too real.
It feels so real to the people who are watching it who aren't from that environment that they're looking at these people as actors. It's almost it's almost like they're fly on the wall, and this is and so the reason why I point this out is because literally watching one of the Real Reject, again, I like these guys, but they literally said that when they were watching Juice. They was like, yo, it's almost like they're not acting. Said that now, and I look at my wife and I was like, now, when you feel that way, right? Now, I'm not saying that's a racist thing to say.
And biases are in place.
Yeah, right. It's an unconscious thing for some people. So now, how many things how many great performances are going to potentially get overlooked because it feels so real to you that you down. Now, what's crazy is, for example, right? Uncle Jerome's character, he plays a dude who's from down south who moves to the West Coast. The dude who plays him's from Brooklyn. When you hear him talk in interviews, he sounds nothing like that character. He acts nothing like that character in real life. But you would know that if you explore him beyond that show. I thought he was an amazing character, especially his turn of his whole story, his arc is crazy. But then also the dude who plays the lead actor in the show, the lead character in the show, Dansum Idris. This dude's from the UK. Fam.
Wow.
He sounds so Cali, bro. I did not know he wasn't American.
Wow.
And it's You know,
and give no credit for that,
fam, at all. And any of these people could have easily.
One thing I want to tack onto is like
peace.
And what we see with the transitioning of some white characters transitioning to being black versions is a natural flow of things, because we forget that when comics were originally created, black people didn't have the platform or the resources to highlight and lift up so many black characters. So most of the black heroes that we think of are going to be white to begin with, because that's just, they had the wealth and the opportunity to create them. And Peter Parker is one of my favorite characters of all time. But it's cool to have a Miles now, you know. Not for the sake of diversity, but for like because it makes sense. It's Brooklyn. It's blah blah blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I feel like it helps with us connecting,
for sure,
to see like somebody who may look different than you, may have a different background than you, but also understanding that, their life is not too far from yours. Yeah. But there are other things that are uniquely, like, specific to growing up in that community and looking that way. And I think that it's an opportunity to educate some other folks. And oftentimes there's resistance to that because people feel like, it's like in their mind, they know that they're trying to be educated or trying to be given a thing. So they instantly resist, right? They feel like, there's a quote where it says, like, equality feels like oppression.
Woo!
Right? Like when you're used to things.
Favor.
Yeah. When you're used to getting things a certain way and just catering to you, equality feels like oppression. And that's crazy. Right? Like to know that.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you good, bro. Absolutely. So I think, it's an important conversation to have, and the thing is, like, man, I can empathize with a lot of like white brothers and sisters because I've seen their stories, I've seen different things and so I understand what their struggles are. I understand why they feel like this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Because their stories, whether I wanted to see it or not, is told a lot more in Hollywood through the mediums and then also through comic books and all this, that, and the third. So I'm allowed to, like, not even just allow, like, whether I want to or not. Right. The stories are everywhere.
Yeah, it's ingrained in us.
Yeah, for sure. So we learn to try to find, like, common ground in those stories, whether we wanted to or not, because it was just we learned to.
I mean, I can relate to Superman. I'm not white or superpowered, but there's things
alien.
Like, there's just so much that I can
pause for a WBL moment. You know what I mean?
Hello. I mean, help you, WBL.
But yeah, man. Let's keep
It's not working. But we're over an hour. Does that matter? Should we do like a super run through each one? Do like a line?
Quick answers to all the remaining chats. But yeah, man.
Peace, God. I think we were at.
Yeah, peace. Gold. Thank you.
Ooh.
I gotta watch X-Men '97. Great show. Yeah. Man.
Same. I gotta watch it too.
Yeah. The Princess Mononoke is awesome. Boy and the Heron was more of a personal film.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. So it doesn't connect, maybe because maybe it made sense to him, but that's real.
Princess Mononoke, drill baby drill.
Tenet conceptually is so dope, man. I mean, look, I enjoyed the film. I've rewatched it at least 3 or 4 times. So yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with the Odyssey though. That's gonna be crazy. Shout out to Christopher Nolan, definitely one of the great directors of our time. Memento. If you've never seen Memento, highly recommend you check it out.
I'm laughing at this next one.
I like pizza analogy for movies, but I guarantee you there are movies out there that taste like DiGiorno, and DiGiorno pizza is absolutely ass. Hey, nephew, you are hilarious. Yo. Hey, man, miss you, man. Your picture with Serenity pops up on my TV every day. Hey, man, that might be the funniest comment today, though. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine recently too, and in my opinion, I was low key kind of let down. Wow, okay, all good. I enjoyed it, man. I saw it.
It was DiGiorno.
Yo,
I didn't see it.
I saw Deadpool and Wolverine twice.
Whiskey dick claws.
Hey, bro. That joint, he was like, what's nigga the claws? Right? Common and Wolverine's over 40. Yo, oh my God, yo. Super hilarious. But yeah, I like Deadpool and Wolverine a lot. I actually saw it twice in theaters.
We gotta run.
Keep running through the joints. Champ Lou and Bebop are so good. Nice. Need to get around to Dandy. Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Yeah.
Super chat.
Oh, yeah, I already addressed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I skip ahead to those. There's going to be a new one from the creator. Yes, Lazarus.
Really?
Can't wait to see Lazarus. The trailer look crazy. I'll show you that. Can't wait, man. Going to be peak.
Okay.
Yes, Lazarus. The time he mixed parkour and electronic music.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Champ Blue. Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah,
yo.
with Mugen breakdancing in the first scene.
There's only one anime I prefer dub over sub, and it's close.
Yu Hakusho.
Okay, gotta check that one out. Dylon for the top 5 artists. Yo,
I rip and I rhyme, I rip. This is the way that Dylon spits.
Favorite MC will be Substantial any day. Man, appreciate you. Love that.
I'm sorry I didn't listen.
Aromont mentioned y'all need to revisit his PTSD, sick album. I've yet to hear an album from an MC that hits as hard as
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope record. There's a song on there called Shine, I think, like that. That's one of my favorite joints. Redman's that dude for sure.
Yes.
You heard what's going on, beautiful people. We appreciate that. Peace, man. There, y'all killed that. Came through some bars being dropped. Hope y'all have been healthy and well, man. Hey, peace, fam. Hope everything's good up in Boston, bro. All right, pure talent, man.
Thank you. He's dope.
Oh, wow, since we're on the subject, working on a new show. Yes, yeah, they just mentioned that. That's the Lazarus show.
Okay.
Yeah, can't wait to see it, yo. Man, don't ignore my comment on Think Different and Drake Stan. I want to know what you will say. I missed it. Hold on. If you drop that comment again right now, I'll make sure it's the last thing I answer before we go. My bad, I missed it. Since we are on the subject. I just clicked that. My bad. Name is Lazarus. Yup. Going to drop in 2025. Can't wait. 2 Chainz is a comedian too.
Yeah.
Came through 3. I was like Santa. Yo, I just heard that line the other day.
What a goofball.
Yeah. He is funny. He is funny.
Yeah.
Della Funky Homo Sapien Casual.
Yes.
The squad from Hieroglyphics is
yes.
A Casual, low-key one of my favorite West Coast rappers ever in history.
Wow.
You nuts thinking you could fit in Cash shoes. Yo, Casual.
Wow.
Kaz is sick.
Nice.
He was like, yo, oh my God. He's like, I'm going to show you players how to ride. Y'all remind me of Greg Brady coming with the lava rod. Then he say, he's like, I'm dangerous, like stepping on a gangster's shoes. A real G probably be like, I got plenty of those. In the club, zipping Remy with homes or something.
Nice.
Who
That's
cares?
dope.
Yo,
that's dope.
Casual, sick, bro.
That's funny what Warpath said right there.
I got confused.
Right. Like main character?
Yeah. All right. Much love, Lativian.
Hey.
Let's see. It's too many expectations and instant gratification will actually slow down progress in life. Sure. That's real.
That's the story 2025, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Okie doke. Peace.
Peace, fam.
The accent thing reminds me how my sister had no idea the actor for Bushmaster from Luke Cage was actually wasn't actually Jamaican.
Wow.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, man, like the black community was very divided on that character because there were certain people who were Jamaican who was like really had a problem with his accent. Yeah, well, not just that, and also because they felt like there were certain moments where you could tell he wasn't saying it right. Because the dude is actually, I think he's like Nigerian or for somewhere in Africa, but like he spent a lot of time in the States as well. But I enjoyed his character. He's one of my favorite parts of the show. It's interesting understanding the perspective, being in my late 20s and seeing trends change from decade to decade. Indeed.
Constant growth. Always be open to new information. Challenge it against what you know. Look for new information and move forward. Yeah.
Word. Didn't Blade save the MCU? Not necessarily the MCU, but Marvel. You know what I mean? Because the MCU wasn't a thing yet. But I would argue that Blade... And then, of course, like followed by the X-Men movie definitely helped Marvel. Because for those who don't know, Marvel was bankrupt at the time or on the verge of bankruptcy. And they were selling off a ton of their IP. Wow. And then that Blade movie was like the biggest thing connected to Marvel at the time that had ever seen that level of success. So shout out to Wesley Snipes. And he did it with a rated R film.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't for everybody, but it was super dope.
That's crazy.
But we don't talk about Blade 3. We've been missing one of our OGs lately. Yeah, man. Shout out to Soul Tiger wherever you are. Are there any pro athletes that rap that any of you like or respect? Shout out to Shaq Diesel. You know what I mean? Shaq was the first athlete where I heard an album from him, and I was like, yo, I feel weird, but I'm gonna run this back.
Okay.
Yo, that first album that Shaq did was crazy. And Shaq Shout out to Shaq also having a verse on Redman new album.
Wow, really?
Redman new album got a song where it's basically all of these Jersey legends. Queen Latifah, Nicki, what was it? No, Queen Latifah, Heather B, what was it? Channel Live, Artifacts, Elder Sensei, because the other one passed. Who else was on there? There's a ton of legendary Jersey MCs was on the joint, and people forget that Shaq's from Jersey, so Shaq was on it too, because him and Redman worked together. So
he's so chill too, man.
Yeah, man.
He's a real cool guy.
Shout out to Dame Dollar as well. He's a solid rapper too. All right. It wasn't something important. I just think I was just thinking think different, and someone commented substantial diss Drake long before Kendrick. That was hilarious. Wow. Man, listen. Obviously I didn't know who this guy was, but if the shoe fits, you know what I mean, it is what it is. You know what's funny though, man? Like that song,
weary,
right? But yeah, man, that's hilarious. Nah, I think it's crazy too, man, because in all honesty, like Drake was one of them dudes that when he first came out, I liked a lot of the stuff he was doing.
For sure. I still
and then there's plenty of features he's done where I'm like, yo, he did his thing. Like, but I really, it's just like certain moves he's made over the years, man. It's
you
just
say you're trying to say rapping like you're trying to save the slaves. Just said
so
much.
Come on,
it says
man.
a lot.
Yeah, bro.
You rap like you're trying to save your people. Well,
right.
First of all, you're separating yourself from those people.
Yeah. Come on.
In a culture
bro.
that's based around love, unity, especially as a platform for Black people to get. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Kendrick touched on that really made a lot of sense. Yeah.
He got everything he had coming to him. Fam.
Drake is a business. He's talented. He's creative. He might have a great team of writers, but he's more of a businessman than he is a cultural figure.
Right.
And that's a big
or
deal.
artist in the true sense of the word.
For people who care about the culture, hearing the stuff that Kendrick was saying, it's like that resonates because whatever.
Yeah.
What's next?
Like that joint where he was like, like when he's basically talking about like, something, I was busy raising my son, but you don't know nothing about that.
You don't know nothing about that.
Family.
Yeah.
Like
that's deep.
Yeah, it's one of them things, as somebody who misses out on opportunities, maybe not as active as certain people in the biz and this, that, and the third, I'm constantly making the choice in my life, like what I can't afford to miss out on, what things I need to be doing and taking care of for my family, for my kids, for my wife, this, that, and the third. And missing out on things, not necessarily being at all the places, not touring as much as y'all would like me to, not going to all of your cities, because sometimes I'll do a 20-date tour situation, and then, almost 10 of those dates, like 20 to... What was it 7 to 20 people showing up at some of these shows?
And so I could be with my family.
With my family. I literally missed orientation for my daughter starting at elementary school. Like I missed that. You know what I mean? To do this, and then people don't show up. So like, so sometimes it's not that I don't care about the business, or I'm not trying to push my career as far as it can go. I'm also paying attention that in the business, there are a lot of artists who suffer from failed relationships, strained relationships with their partners, their children, and just not really like, they're just not, they are not living the best life they could be living on a personal level, even though they are seeing great success. And like, I'm like, if I can't have both, I'm definitely choosing my family. You know what I mean? So like, and not for nothing, even though I'm not as big as a lot of these artists, it's like, my career is solid, fam. My career is solid, man. Shout out to IDK, man. Shout out to IDK, an artist who reached out to me recently, who some of y'all may know. He used to be on Warner Brothers a long time ago, but he's from the DMV, who hit me up recently and showed a lot of love. And he said to me, he was just like, like, when I went down the rabbit hole, I couldn't understand why you weren't bigger. Like, you know what I mean? Especially being from here and the way you put on and the way you rep for here, like, and and the stuff you've done. Like, I don't get why you aren't bigger. And I just told him, I was like, bro, man, thank you. I don't let that stop me from doing nothing. I don't lose any sleep over it. You know, I'm not going to pretend I'm not aware of it, but I don't let it dictate like my day-to-day moves or like make me like real bitter about who's getting love and I'm not getting love. I need to put some respect on. I don't do all that stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry. Respect the space.
Them kids be cursing sometimes.
They do. Sometimes they do. But yeah, man, I don't let that be the driving force behind what I do in the at the end of the day, I get to make the music I love, get respect from great people like this brother and others, have real impact on people's lives, right? Like as we both have been able to do doing what we do. And like, and I ain't have to sell myself short to do that. And I do it in a way that allows me to provide for my family.
So those Kendrick lines, he's telling about being a good man, being a great father, being a good person in society. And there's depth to that. You won't find that kind of depth in Drake songs. While
simultaneously being what the culture's feeling. Right? Like,
I'm what the culture's feeling. Right. I hate the way that you talk, the way that you walk. I hate the way that you dress. And that was DMX, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Hate the way he talk. Hate the way he walk. Hate the way he dress. Yo, DMX, man. Rest in peace.
Oh
Who did we forget? No, we said Angie Stone. Also, going back to the rest in peace. Rest in peace. This is the acting world. Rest in peace to Gene Hackman. Legendary actor, man.
Really?
Definitely been in a bunch of, OG, no. He was the don't say it.
I want to look though.
Lex Luthor in the OG Superman movies, man.
Right,
but then also movies like Unforgiven, French Connection, like classic joints. 100% Blade is still so iconic. Facts. So we're gonna get ready to wrap it up so we can get out of here.
Now we have to put an eagle on your head like a comedic god. That's what you was talking about?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Casual was nasty.
Wow, that's good.
Casual was nasty, man.
You can't stop the rain.
Yo, tough joint.
Nice.
It's a tough joint, man. Shaq got joints. No hook with RZA and Method, man.
Wow.
Crazy. That Shaq joint tough. Drake definitely has
writers. Yeah.
If you look at it, every billionaire child is screwed up in a way. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren. I mean, listen.
Words beats in life.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. Roy Ayers as well.
It's not working.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back over to my phone so I can stop missing these calls. But on that note, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. A couple last minute reminders. You want to support some things that we got going on? Yes, we do. It looked like you ain't got it. Anyway, yes, we got to update the photo. Boom. So, a couple quick reminders. Let's do this. That's the Discord link, and then
you said volunteers.
And then here is the
right now, they're
link.
not currently available, but I could give you the email. And,
Shout out to Hob. Handling BI right now, courtesy of Words, Beats, and Line. Also, just a reminder, today is Bandcamp Friday. So here's the link to support me and Hobbs music. And yeah. I'll be sure to add links to Hobbs stuff after, but if you follow that link and go to Hobbs page, you can get all the links. But lastly, everyone have a great weekend. Yes, thank you, Early. You have a great weekend as well. I know the background behind you is real, but it looks fake. Yeah, it's definitely real, man. Again, Words, Beats, and Life, that's the organization that I'm deputy director of, and I've been helping with fundraising and stuff. So definitely, if y'all can make a contribution, using the link under the chat, it'd be greatly appreciated. Let's see where we are at with that too. Oh my God. Wow, man. I didn't even peep that. Yo, we raised $100 today. Yo, thank y'all so much. That being said, hey man, look, next week I'll go ahead and break down one of the Uyama joints. I mentioned Color of Love, but I think I did it already. So yeah, we can do Rise Sun next week if y'all want. If y'all are cool with that, give me a thumbs up in the chat. And then we'll get ready to close out. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you. Take care. You have a great weekend. Josh, oh yeah, you asked me about it said little one's 9 months time is flying. That's crazy, Josh. Congrats to y'all. And yo, you asked me about that song that I did with my man, the joint called Peace. I'm gonna add it to one of the either Bandcamp. I'll probably add it for the Bandcamp subscribers, and I'll add it to my Patreon. But yeah, it hasn't come out yet. That's the thing about collabs. I'll do my verse, and outside of Early is the one who consistently puts out the collabs. A lot of people I work with over the years, I've done amazing songs with them, and the songs never came out. So I can't control that, unfortunately, but I can share it to y'all via Patreon, via whatever. So I'll see what I can do about that in the meantime. But on that note, out of here, Hob says peace. You know what I mean? He's handling some biz. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. And you know what it is? It's time for my daughter's favorite part of the show. That's the outro. Hey, Hob, hold up. Hob's coming back real quick. I'm going to let Hob say peace before. Oh, the door's locked? My bad. Hold on 1 second. Boom. Oh, and real quick, too, if you like the hoodie I'm rocking, boom, that's official. WBL merch, you know what I'm saying? 1973, that's the birth year of hip hop. You go to WBLinc.org, and you can go to the store and purchase merchandise too. That's another way you can contribute to the organization. But you want to say peace? Anything you want to say?
I was saying it was funny because I couldn't get in because Sub was locked in.
I see what he did
Triple
there.
entendre.
Oh.
Anyways, okay, so wait, what did you need me to do?
Just say bye to the people.
What up? Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Take care of yourselves. Give yourselves grace.
Yeah,
give others
man.
grace. Be honest and make space for yourself. If you need to take time away from things, people, or places, don't feel guilty doing it. Do it because I think right now more than ever we need to be mindful of mental health.
Yeah.
And make yourself and your mental health a priority. Yeah, I love y'all. Y'all keep your heads up.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Y'all be safe out there, man. All right. Peace.
You can't stop the rain.
And now it's time for my daughter's favorite part of the show, the outro. Here we go. All right. She literally sings this randomly throughout the week. Sorry in advance. Peace. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.